about it's not just our language that we have to teach our children, it's the stories and the culture.
Sure, because if we lose our language, we'll probably lose the whole rest of our culture. It will become meaningless.
Winnebago back then was totally different than it is now. The tribal members that lived here were poor, were mistreated. Today, there's so much more positive things happening here on the reservation. I have friends that say they drove through and the only way they know it's a reservation is because it says you are now entering the Winnebago Indian Reservation. In other words, they said they would just think it as another community in the state of Nebraska.
So that's our granddaughter. She's gone through the St. Augustine school. So we learned something about it through her eyes. The history that I understand it is that Catherine Drexel and her family came through Winnebago on their way to the West Coast. And they stopped here because of a lawyer in Walt Hill that my great-uncle Joe Lemire talked to him and said he has 7 daughters and 4 sons, and he'd like to have them educated in the Catholic school. He set up a meeting with Catherine Drexel somehow before she became a nun. A fellow named Little Priest. He was our last war chief. In the 60s, after they relocated here, he decided that he wanted to organize a group of men to join the military. They established a company named Company A of the Omaha Scouts. That was their title. And their mission was to escort wagon trains out to somewhere in Montana, and then also to the Oregon Trail, north to Powder River someplace. There's a fort there. That they would escort these wagon trains to those places, and then another group, I guess, would take over and escort them the rest of the way to the coast. Nobody seemed to bother them until this one time they were on the Powder River. Another group, a tribal group, attacked them, and Chief Little Priest, they killed the chief of that group, but he was wounded several times. And when they brought him back, he died here. Before he died, he said, would you educate my people? And then they decided to have a homecoming celebration for him every year since that time. So this is the oldest Veterans Memorial every last week of July. And it's been continuous since that time. And then to honor him and to all the other veterans that have passed on, we hoisted their funeral flag in the arena.